Good evening and welcome to Table Crashers. As we've been saying the last couple of weeks, I am not Ryan Cottrell. I'm not Chris Walters. I am probably the more handsome of the three options there, to be truthful. But I am the host tonight of Table Crashers and the producer, so I will actually be interviewing and talking, but not playing the game. But we are joined tonight by Marc LeBlanc, and Marc is the designer of a cool game that's on Kickstarter for like another 27 hours, I think, is all.
Something like that, yeah.
So I misnamed it today, but if you go looking for Welcome Heroes or Heroes Welcome, you're probably going to be all right. But there's the actual logo. It's on Kickstarter until I think maybe midnight Eastern tomorrow night. It
Yeah.
is funded. You guys are starting to knock down some stretch goals. So
Yep.
so
Yeah,
uh,
we're like at 130% funded, something like that. Yeah.
oh, wow, fantastic. So we're gonna dive right on into the interview here. So Marc, kind of let the cat out of the bag. You've got a Kickstarter up on the big Kickstarter board. I mean, it's getting kind of crowded with really cool, really well arted
Oh God,
games.
yeah. Oh
So
God, yeah.
so what made you where's your passion for board games start from?
Well, I don't know. I was a big back in the 80s. I'm aging myself, of course, by saying that, but I was a big metagaming fan, which was Steve Jackson's company before Steve Jackson Games. I was big into Ogre and GEV and Chitin One and all these. They made all these little $5 games that you could get. They came in a little plastic baggie. They
Yeah.
were little war games. And then from there, I got into Avalon Hill and, of course, Dungeons and Dragons. Um, and then in college, I got into things like Illuminati and Titan. And stuff like that. And then finally, I went to Gen Con in 1995, I think, and I saw Settlers of Catan for the first time. And
That blew
then,
your mind, huh?
it blew my mind. Yeah. And then I started filling these shelves right back here.
Well, if you look at your pedigree, or at least what Board Game Geek has on there, your
Uh-huh.
pedigree is video game design and video
Right,
game,
right, right.
that kind of programming. So this has been a hobby for quite a while, and it
Yeah.
it that's a big step to turn a hobby into a business. So I mean, is this the beginning of a business, or is this just we'll throw your hat into it? And I mean, what's your plan now that you've got a successful Kickstarter under your belt?
Well, I would say that I want to keep making board games. That's for sure. And that said, I don't know. Uh, I'm also a very experienced video game developer. So I started 25 years ago. I worked at a company called Licking Glass, which did the original Thief and the original System Shock, which some of you may have heard of. I worked on NFL 2K2 and NBA 2K2. And I've been doing games for like lots of different platforms, mobile, online, downloadable, console, you name it. Um, and I'm very skilled at that, and they pay me very well to do it. So
That supports the
I'll
hobby. Yeah.
probably keep. That's probably going to be my day job, but I want to keep making board games. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that we've talked with other Kickstarter backers and some people that I'm friends with on Twitter, everybody's friends on Twitter, right? But
Right.
they have said that, it's like the best 30 days of their life and the worst 30 days of their life is a Kickstarter campaign. I mean, where are you coming down on that here at the end?
Um. Yeah, it's been interesting. I've had some personal stuff during the campaign, so that's been distracting. But so Ed Baraff, who I'm running the campaign with, he's a seasoned, experienced Kickstarter, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, this is like his eighth or something, and he
Yeah.
did Audacious and Legendary Creatures and all of those games. And so we were trying to decide how long to run the campaign. And as you know, that the Kickstarter campaign is you get a lot of your volume at the first 3 days and a lot of your volume in the last 3 days in terms of funding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so his whole thing was, you want to run sort of a 4-week campaign so you can catch your breath in the middle, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so it gave us the opportunity to take a breath and tune our stretch goals and do some stuff like that in the middle. Because you get these big 3 days, and then you get the sort of slow drip
Yeah.
for the rest of the time, and then another big 3 days.
Yeah, but during that
Hopefully,
during
knock
that
on
middle
wood.
time,
But
you're thinking nobody loves me. I'm bad at this. I mean, you have to have all
right,
that
right, right,
self-doubt
right.
in the middle,
Like
right?
the days when like you are 100% funded, and then you get a couple cancellations, and now you're 99% funded, and then you're
Yeah.
100% funded again.
Yeah.
Like those are
And you're thinking, what
those are
if I
cut
set my
checks.
hair on fire? Would people
Right,
tune in and
right,
watch that
right.
and then back me? Yeah.
Exactly. But
I don't think my ego is capable of handling that kind of project. So I think I'll stay as a consumer on the back end of this. So, uh,
well, if you make video games for 25 years, you get used to like not shipping things and uh,
yeah, yeah.
stuff. So
Target
so
target target dates are just that. They're just targets, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I had a really great exchange today with a good friend of mine on Twitter, and she was kind of cursing me out because I back a lot of games. I've got the
hmm
little super backer tag, and
right.
I backed a new one that came out today, and she was like, "Man, I get all these notifications because I follow you, that kind of thing." So I know that there's a big swing with when you have famous people, I guess you'll say, that back your game and stuff. So some of these kind of the surges, and it's a you think it would just be if I make a pretty game, if I have a good Kickstarter, if I have someone who knows how to manage it, but there is a lot of luck and a lot of timing and a lot of everything
Oh
else in
yeah,
there.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we watched you play your game on what was it? With a tilted
Tilted
table,
table on
tilted
Twitch.
table
Yeah.
the other night. So I tuned in and watched that on Twitch and got to see the game in action. And when I reached out to you about doing this, we thought maybe we'd play it, but it isn't available digitally. So we thought
Yeah.
we'd play something
Not
that
yet.
kind of inspires it. But
Right.
before we get to, we're going to play Istanbul tonight. So is a table we're going to crash. But before we get to that,
Right.
can you kind of go into a little bit of maybe where the exact inspiration for the game and what the kind of game that you wanted to make with Heroes Welcome?
Yeah. So I mean, I was really interested in what you might call action drafting games. Um, which is, I choose a thing to do and then no one else can choose that thing
Yeah,
this round.
Puerto Rico, right? Yeah.
Puerto Rico or Agricola or Caverna, those kinds of things.
Hmm.
Kalis was a huge inspiration for me. So Kalis was a huge inspiration for me. I don't know if you guys have played Kalis, but that is a action drafting game where in fact you draft your actions by placing workers. So it's a worker placement game, right?
Yep.
But it has a spatial constraint to it. So you don't do the unlike Caverna or Agricola. You in those games you do the thing the moment you pick it, right? You pick it and then you do it. But in Kalis, you pick the thing and you're going to do it later. And there's a set order in which the things get done, and that it depends on sort of how the buildings are built down the road. Um, and I thought that constraint was very interesting. It means that like you can screw yourself by like choosing to produce some resources and then choosing to consume some resources, but oh no, you're producing after you're consuming, so you can't actually do it this turn. That kind of stuff. You have to like really think about the sequencing of reactions. And I was really interested in this like one-dimensional spatial constraint, and so I wanted to make a two-dimensional spatial constraint. And that was something I was interested in. So I made a game where so the premise of the game is that there's some heroes. I have my heroes right here. Here
Yeah,
they
little
are,
standees. Yeah.
little standees. And they go to a dungeon and they come home with backpacks full of loot. And you are the merchants who rip them off when they come home to sell their loot. So you buy their loot from their backpacks and then you smash it into raw materials. And you actually use those raw materials to craft powerful artifacts for the monsters that inhabit the dungeon. So it's kind of a step 3 profit kind of thing. You're working both sides. And so, yeah, originally it was this idea of like, I want to have a game where there's actions on a board, and you move around, and there's a character, a cursor that moves around the space, sort of you doing the actions and then using them up. So the heroes move around the board. I'm not going to show the board because
It's way
it's
too
too
big. Right.
and then you put a little closed sign on the action on the shop once you've used it. And so over the course of the game, shops close, and over the course of the round anyway, shops close, and your options kind of dwindle and dwindle until somebody sends them back to the dungeon. So that was the kind of the space I was exploring mechanically when I made Heroes Welcome, was this idea of a spatially constrained uh, action drafter. And so while I was working on that, like I had the original idea for it about 9 years ago, and I've been working on it since about 2009. So, but while I was working on it, this game came out, which is Istanbul, that we're gonna see today. And it is also a sort of spatially constrained action selection kind of game. So
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to highlight it.
So you're kind of upset
And it,
that maybe they beat you to your own idea? Is that how it kind of feels like?
yeah, no. Well, you know what? I'd be more upset if they did it badly, right?
Oh, well, yeah.
Right. If they had mined that space and then done a terrible game, but they actually mined that space and did a good game. So like, that's just more for everybody, right?
Yeah. And
Um,
people have, if they want to see the board, they've got like 27 hours to go look at the board and then click that campaign, back the campaign button, and then they get their own copy. So I honestly didn't really look at the too close at the deliverables. I mean, when are you thinking, where are you at in, I mean, sounds like you've been working on it since '09. It's designed, it's tested, it's ready to go.
it's designed, it's tested, it's arted. We have a stretch goal that's some improved art, so we're actually working on the improved art right now. But it's pretty much we are in the prep for manufacturing phase, right? So we have all these components that we printed on Game Crafter, and so we have some review copies. We have a bunch of previews of the game. You can go to that Twitch channel. You can go to Rado, ran through it. You can go to Tantrum House. There's a bunch of previews of the game that you can kind of see what our components are going to look like. And we're just doing a final pass on the visuals, and just getting it ready for print.
You guys are coming to Origins, you and Ed both?
Ed is.
Ed is coming. Yeah.
Whether I do depends on my
Uh,
day job.
Uh-huh. Actually, I think I was talking with last week was Keith Mateka, and he is
Uh,
also doing some rules and creating some single player variations on a lot of Ed's games. And it was him.
oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
him that's coming to. They're both going to Origins. So yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, he'll probably have a copy of this. We can throw it on the table or something too. Get some pictures of it
yeah.
too. So, but by then it'll be too late to back. So back it,
Right.
and then you'll be happy when you've got a chance
Yeah,
to
there's
play.
lots of opportunities. If you go to our Kickstarter page, there's lots of
Who
opportunities.
did the who's the artist? Who did the art for you?
Dustin Faust, who's he's worked with Ed on other things. So he did Heroes and Tricks and a few other things. Also, our art director is Thomas Denmark, who did a lot of the sort of visual style of the game.
Graphic design.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ben Schulman is our graphic designer. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So they did a bang up job.
Yeah. Well, and really, I think that what you've kind of spelled out here is what it takes to stand out in a Kickstarter, because some people, I mean, there is some success. People who have an idea and make their own Kickstarter and create their own game and do their own art and do all that kind of stuff. And we're good friends with some of them that have been on the show. But kind of, if you're going to make that jump and go into the foray here and
Right.
bring a team of people that know how to do this kind of stuff with you. So
Yeah, I can't. For one, like Ed is super valuable in terms of just doing Kickstarter production. For
yeah.
another, I can't draw to save my life. So like there is no option for me other than,
Yeah.
giving somebody money and getting art from them.
Honestly,
Um,
you know your lane and you stay in it, right? So there's
right, right.
value in that.
And then the other thing is I've forgotten the other thing. Sorry.
The other thing was less important than the first thing, so we're good.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
Right.
right. So now that
Yeah.
we've got you thoroughly distracted, we're going to take you over and beat you at a board game, which is kind of our little
Awesome.
niche. So yeah, so we're going to play a little bit of Istanbul tonight. So we are going to click the button to quote unquote. Here come the air quotes again. Crash the table, and there it is. And I will, for the viewers at home, tell you again that I am in the chat. I've got the camera on, so I'll try not to, pick my nose or something disgusting. But I will be running the camera and facilitating the game with the gray hand on the screen. So I will introduce you to the rest of the party. We've got Anissa Alexander. Anissa, hello.
Hey,
She has turned into a real regular on the show. She's a lot of fun, and I say a real regular, but it's like 3 weeks in a row. So she apparently does not hate us enough to stop taking our calls. So I'm really grateful that you're here to beat us again. And we've got a new voice on the channel here tonight, and that is Adam Kroger. Adam, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going well. So we also if you're looking at the Twitch stream, you'll see the name Chris Cornell. That's Digital Carnage. His name is on the screen, but he is not actually here tonight playing. So It is going to be just a 3-player game of Istanbul. Hopefully that relates into a quick win and maybe an opportunity for Marc to, you know, to defeat the normal policy of whipping on our guests. So,
Right.
Adam said he's played this once or twice a few years ago, but
Yep,
uh,
it's been a
I,
little while, but I
I,
have a little bit of experience.
yeah, I think you'll, if you've played Lords of Waterdeep or if you've played these kind of games before, you're gonna fall right into it. And Anissa says she hasn't played, but she is a pretty experienced gamer. So, Marc, dive right in. Tell us the nitty gritty and tell us where to go from here.
Right, right. So this is a game where you're going to have this stack of workers. Let's see if I can pull it. Oh, there. And did I actually take all of my whole stack? I guess not. Let's see. You're gonna have a stack of assistants essentially, and I'm doing a very bad job of stacking. And you're going to move around the board taking actions. And the goal of the game is to get 5 rubies. And you're going to collect resources and you're going to use them to purchase rubies. These are rubies. See these little things on this board are rubies. There's some rubies over here.
Oh yeah.
There's some rubies over here, and there's some rubies up here. Now this is a different board layout. So this board is made out of tiles, and there's a couple standard board layouts. This is a different board layout than the one that I'm used to. But the idea is that you have a stack of dudes here. So it's your merchant and his assistants. Oops. And your merchant and his assistants. And on your turn, what you'll do is they start in the fountain. So oops, no, I don't want to do that. How do I select these guys? Can I just can I multi-select them?
Yes. Hold down the control key as you click on them, and it will add them to the selection.
All right. So I'm a tabletop simulator noob, but you're gonna bring your whole stack of on your turn. You're gonna bring your whole stack of guys over to a space that's within 2 steps. So 1, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2. You get the idea. You can change direction, but you are hopping to a space that's up to 2 away. So you can go 1 step also, or you can go 2 steps. Now, when you get there, you get to do the thing that the action that building does. Now, but the trick is you have to use one of your assistants to do it, and there's 2 ways that you can use an assistant to do it. So, all right, how do I deselect?
Click away. Like click on the table somewhere. There you go.
I want to, yeah. All right. So, if, for example, I arrive at a place that already has one of my assistants, I can just pick them up, put them on the bottom of my stack, and then I get to do the thing. Okay. But if I arrive at a place where I don't have one of my assistants, then I have to drop an assistant off. And then I get to do the thing, right? So so the first time you visit a place, you have to drop an assistant off to do the action. Then the second time you arrive at that place, you get to pick that assistant up and do that action. And assistants are a conserved resource, right? So if you don't have, if you run out of assistants, then you can't actually do the action when you arrive at the place. One important building is the fountain, and when you arrive at the fountain, you don't have to have an assistant do the work,
because you get them back.
And that's how you get to just grab all your assistants and put them under your merchant.
Because everybody needs water.
Because everybody needs, yeah. It's basically you're taking a little break, and all your assistants are coming home to the fountain. Let's see if I can stack these effectively. All of your assistants are coming home to the fountain. Oops. And oh, look at that. Oh. All right, all your assistants are coming out to the fountain, and you get to start again. And the thing is, like, that's kind of a pass move, right? Like, so that's a turn where you didn't get to do something, right? So really what you want is to avoid using the fountain, right? Because it's basically you're putting yourself a turn behind everyone else. So everybody's got a wheelbarrow. And your wheelbarrow holds 4 different kinds of goods. There's, I think, jewelry and spice. Oh, so I think that's fabric. There's spice, and there's fruit. Henceforth referred to as blue, red, green, and yellow. And this these little markers show how much of those things you have. So if I have 2 units of fruit, I just slide this marker over there, show that I have 2 units of fruit in my wheelbarrow. Okay. And your wheelbarrow doesn't have any capacity other than the length of these tracks, right? And you'll notice there's a hole in this card where you might eventually get to put other things in there. And I have no idea how that works on Tabletop Simulator. But yeah, so the fact that I have 2 blue things doesn't impact my ability to also have 2 yellow things, right? So
Gotcha.
your wheelbarrow's capacity is per good in some weird. Right. So let me just talk really quickly about what some of the buildings do. So the basic buildings are the warehouses. So there's the fruit warehouse, there's the spice warehouse, and there's the fabric warehouse. Right. So when you go to one of these warehouses, is there any way I can oops. Oh. Is there any way I can drag my stack? I don't know.
Yes, long press it. Click it.
Yep. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Kind of.
Long press it and then release it.
Well, since those 2 items are different tokens, it might not work like that.
Oh, okay.
They might be.
Anyway, when I go to the fabric warehouse, I just fill up on fabric.
Drag and select over them like a box select.
Right. The problem is if I try to box select, last time I tried to box select, I picked up the tile and threw it.
We locked the tiles down.
Oh, great. So when I move to the fabric warehouse, okay, I get to fill up on fabric. However much fabric my wheelbarrow can hold, I just get to get all of them, right? Same thing with the fruit warehouse, and the fills you up on fruit, yellow, and the spice warehouse fills you up on spice, which is green. Hey, where's the blue warehouse, you ask? There is no blue warehouse. The closest thing to a blue warehouse is the black market, which is here. Now, when you go to the black market, you get to roll the dice. There's some dice over here
somewhere.
You get to roll both dice, and if you zoom in on the black market, you can see that if you roll a 7 or an 8, you get 1 unit of blue. If you roll a 9 or a 10, you get 2 units of blue, and if you roll an 11 or 12, you get 3 units of blue. If you roll lower than a 7, you get nothing. However, in addition to the those blue units you also
get one of the other resources.
You also get 1 resource of any type, just 1 unit of 1 resource of any type. But you can make your roll before you decide what you're getting. So that's one of the ways that you can get a blue thing.
So when this gets set up, you pull the fountain out, you pull some of the key tiles out, and then you mix in some other ones and shuffle it, kind of thing.
So the way it works is that there's at the top left here, there's at the top left here, there's like 3 different orders, 3 different board layouts, and you just lay them out in numerical order based on which number set you're using.
I got you. All right.
So this one might, I don't know which set this is.
The lower left one.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's
so
cool.
and there's also rules for doing it randomly, and there's some constraints on how to do it randomly. So those are the basic warehouses. So now that I have goods, once I have goods, like what do I do with goods? Well, one of the things you can do with goods is you can go over here to the palace, the Sultan's palace, right? And the Sultan's palace lets you buy rubies just for goods out of your wheelbarrow. So the first time you buy a ruby, you have to pay a blue and a red and a green and a yellow, and then you also have to pay 1 of any type. And then you get this ruby, and that's your prize. And that once that ruby gets removed, that's going to increase the price of the next ruby.
For anyone.
For anyone, yeah. And so as the Sultan's palace gets used, the rubies cost more and more goods. So the other thing you can do with your goods is you can sell them. And there's two markets where you can sell them. There's the small market and there's the large market. The markets are going to have these tiles stacked on them. I don't know how to get them stacked on there, but they're going to have these tiles stacked on them. I don't know if there's like a button that just does this for us. There's a stack of tiles here. When you use the small market, okay, this is what the small market wants to buy right now. It wants to buy 3 greens, a red, and a yellow. Okay, you can sell the small market any subset of that. So if you only have the 3 greens, you can sell them. If you only have a red and a yellow, you can sell them the red and the yellow. You can sell them any subset of that thing, but you can't sell them any blues right now, and you can't sell them 2 reds, and you can't sell them 2 yellows. You can only sell them a subset of these things, and the amount you get paid is based on how big a subset you use. So if you sell all 5 things, there's a table right on there. If you sell all 5 things, you get 20 gold. I think they're actually called lira. Okay. If you sell just 4, you get 14. If you sell 3, you get 9. If you sell 2, you get 5. If you sell just 1, you get 2.
And you can take those to the gemstone dealer and buy gems in a similar fashion to the salt and
yes. And so there's another way to get rubies, which involves money. So the gemstone dealer will sell you rubies for money, and it's a similar deal to the Sultan's Palace. The first one costs, it looks like, 14. And then when you take that ruby off, it's going to increase the price by 1.
Yep.
And then every time someone buys, it increases the price by 1. So there's also a large market, which has these tiles. And note that these tiles have a lot more blue in them. So that thing that's hard to get because you can only get it at the black market, you need it for the large market, which pays better. So when you use a market, you take its tile. You take its tile and you go to the next tile.
All right.
Yeah. And it technically you put it on the bottom. I don't know if there's an easy way to do
that. We'll figure it out as we get going.
I mean, we can just discard them and then reshuffle them. I guess.
Yeah. Set it off to the side of the board. All right. Okay. And then yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me talk about the other buildings. There's let's see. I talked about the warehouses. I talked about the black market. I talked about the small market and the large market. Let's very quickly talk about the post office. The post office is a place where you just get stuff. So the post office starts with these 4 things here, I believe. Yeah, I think they start here.
Oh, and I got you.
Yes. So you get 1 of each thing that's uncovered. So in this case, you would get. I did kind of a bad job. You get a green, a coin, a yellow, and a coin. And then after you do that, you slide you slide the.
All of them, or just one of them?
Just one of them down, and then that's the next thing the next person will get. When they're all at the bottom, and you slide in this in this order.
Yeah.
And when they're all at the bottom, and you take that prize, then you slide them all.
Like a typewriter, it goes back to the top. All right. Carriage returned. Yeah.
So that's a post office. It's just another way to get stuff. And note that after the post office has been used, blues are going to get revealed. So it's another way to get. The mosques. There's 2 mosques. There's a small mosque and a large mosque, a great mosque. And the mosques are where you can get special powers. Those are these tiles over here. These are not tiles that we're playing with because they're in the expansion. When you go to a mosque, so you take the leftmost tile. Okay. So let's look at this one. So what it says at the top, it shows you 2 fruit. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. It shows you 2 fruit, one of which has an arrow on it. What that means is you must show the mosque that you have 2 fruit in your wheelbarrow, and you must donate 1 of those fruit to the mosque. So you have to have 2 and spend 1. And once you do that, and that actually is at the Great Mosque, because you can see the yellow pile.
All right.
The fruit piles at the Great Mosque.
Yeah, there you go.
Once you do that, you take that tile, and you have that tile for the rest of the game. And in the case of the fruit tile says you may pay at pretty much any time on your turn. You may pay $2 to take one of your workers back, to basically teleport one of your assistants back onto your stack from anywhere on the board. So it's another way to not visit the fountain. So once that tile's been taken, the next guy has to show three fruits and pay 1. And it's the same power, but you have to have more and more fruit to do it. So each mosque has 2 different tiles that you can get. So this one has the red one and the green one. This one has the blue one and the yellow one. If you get both tiles from a particular mosque, you get one of the rubies that are on. I'll just quickly talk about what the tiles do. I talked about this one. It lets you pay $2 to get one of your workers underneath your stack. This one says whenever you use a warehouse, so the fruit warehouse, blah, 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 the fabric warehouse, or the spice warehouse, whenever you use one of those 3 buildings, you may pay $2 to also get one of any good. So like I go to the spice warehouse, I fill up on spice, and then I can also buy 1 fruit.
There you go.
This one says anytime you roll dice at a building where you roll dice. We talked about the black market is one case of a building where you roll dice. There's one other. You may either change one of the dice to a 4, or you may re-roll the die. So that changes your odds for the black market and also the tea house, which I'll talk about. And the last one is you get a 5th dude, a 5th assistant. Goes on your stack immediately.
All right.
And now you have 5 dudes to carry around. And that is just another way to have
Yeah,
more.
That's pretty spendy to be able to buy it.
So I talked about the mosques. Let's talk about the tea house now. So the tea house is a place where you can gamble. You pick a number from 3 to 12, and then you roll the dice. If you roll lower than the number you picked, you get $2. Otherwise, that is, say you tie or beat your number, you get the number you picked. So if I pick 8 and I roll a 10, I get 8. If I pick 8 and I roll a 7, I get 2. So the higher number you pick, the more money you're going to get if you win. But your chance of actually getting that money is lower.
Lesser.
And obviously, if you have that tea house power that lets you change a die to a 4 or re-roll your dice, then that's just more lucrative at the
very cool
at the tea house. I think this is our second to last building. It's the what do they call it? The Wainwright. The Wainwright is where you upgrade the capacity of your wheelbarrow. So you pay $7, and then you get to take one of these tiles and plug it into the hole in your wheelbarrow. I have no idea how you do that in TTS. But,
you just carry it over and drop it on there. It'll fall down in the right spot.
Oh, okay, great. So you pick one of these up, you drop it in there, and now your wheelbarrow can hold 3 of everything, right?
All right.
And then you can do it again and hold 4 of everything. And you can do it a third time and hold 5 of it. If you make a full wheelbarrow, you get to 5 of everything. Then you get
one of the gems.
So the last building we need to talk about is the police station. The police station is where your ne'er-do-well brother-in-law. That's this too. And when you arrive at the police station, you can spring your ne'er-do-well brother-in-law from jail, and he can teleport to any building anywhere and use it. And he stays there until another player goes to that space and sends him back to jail. When you send someone else's brother-in-law to jail, you get either I think it's either $2 or you get one of these. I haven't talked about the caravansary, and I haven't talked about cards, so that's a good segue. There's a deck of cards. I don't think we're using these because they're expansion cards. There's a deck of cards. You're going to start with one, and they do little things on your turn. The ref card shows you what they do, and they have not huge effects, but they can be game changing.
Yeah.
when you start with one of these cards, if you send someone's brother-in-law home, you get a you may get a card instead of getting I think $3. Let me just
Yep, they go right out on the board.
$3. Yeah. Yeah, you get either one card or $3 if you send someone's brother-in-law home. And then the Caravansary is another place you can get cards. Whenever you play a card, the discard pile is physically in the Caravansary. When you visit the Caravansary, you can draw 2 cards, and then you must discard them. Discard 1. You can discard a card that you already had, or you can discard one of the cards you drew. You may draw cards from either the top of the discard pile or the top of the deck. So the Caravansary is a good place to go to get new things. So there's a couple characters. There's a couple more rules. Sorry. There's a couple characters. One is the smuggler, the schmuggler. One is the gouverneur. The smuggler and the governor. They hang out in a space. I don't know if there's a automated way to figure out what space they, or we'll just have to roll the dice. They hang out in space. The governor, when you visit a space after you do the action, you may also visit the governor. The governor basically gives you one of these cards, and then you either have to pay him $2 or discard a card. And then once you use the governor, you roll the dice, and he moves to a different space based on this number right here.
All right.
Whichever space matches, that number matches the dice. The smuggler is similar to the governor, except instead he trades goods. So you can take one of any good from the smuggler, and then you either have to pay him a good, or you have to pay him $2. If you can't pay, you can't use this. And again, you roll and see where else he goes. The last other important character you may run into is opposing merchants. If you try to go to a place where there's an opposing merchant, that's the picture guy on the top, not the little assistants at the bottom, right?
All right.
If there's a picture pawn where somebody is and you try and move in there, you must pay that player $2. And if you don't, your turn ends and you don't get to do the thing there, and you don't get to encounter any other people, and you lose, go home.
See you later.
If there's multiple guys there, like someone already came in and paid the first guy $2, then you have to pay everybody who's there $2.
So don't run into people, I guess is what you're saying.
So don't run into people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a soft action drafting game, right? So it's like when you occupy a space, no one else can do that, except you can pay to do it anyway. And that rule, by the way, does not apply to the fountain. If you come to the fountain and other people are at the fountain, any number of people can hang out.
All are welcome at the fountain.
All are welcome at the. When someone gets their 5th ruby, we don't play to 6 rubies because that's only in a 2-player game. When someone gets to their 5th ruby, we finish the round so that everyone has the same number of turns, and then most rubies wins. The tiebreaker is most money. So I think that's pretty much the whole game. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, could you start that again from the top? All right. Adam, Vanessa, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm good to go, I think.
There's some setup to do, so
all right.
Get your pile of dudes.
Yeah.
Mark, on the Mahk cards, are they like multi-use? So if you get like the dice roll,
yeah, it's
Mahk
a power
card?
that you have forever.
Okay.
It's just a new capability you have. Yeah. So I forget what the setup rules are precisely. There's going to obviously a first player. There's a first player, and make sure your brother-in-law starts in jail. And I don't remember what the rules are for starting gold. I think it's the starting player has 2 and everyone else has 1 more.
Yes, I remember reading that. 2 and then 3, then 4.
Right. So I guess I can.
Yeah. You want to roll? Where's the die? There's a D20 out there somewhere, right?
Yeah. Let's just roll it. Ready?
Oh, bring it on out to the tiles.
Oh, bring it on out to the tiles. Oh,
yep.
yeah.
And then while you've got
Sorry,
it, that's all right. While you've got it, so what you do is you control click it, so it's selected.
Yeah.
And then you just hit R. Yeah. And that's a 17. Looks like he's
17. Beat that.
Go ahead, Adam. How about a 5? All right, Anissa. Three. All right, low roll goes first. No. All right.
We're actually all vying for that.
Uh-huh. All right, so I have to look at the table to see who's in the. So Mark is blue. So Mark, then Anissa, then Adam.
Yes.
So
make sure that your guys are piled up at the fountain.
Yep.
And make sure that your brother-in-law is in the jail. That's right. That's good. Now this is a different board layout than I am used to, so I might have to think a little bit about my first move.
But you get 2 gold from the pile. Anissa
Oh,
gets 3, and Adam gets 4.
So how do I get?
Yeah, this is you're a programming guy though, so you're gonna be fine. So click and drag one and pull it out of the bag. Just click the bag and drag it, and then while you're holding that click, right click to get the other ones. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
That looks like I only have one.
Yeah, go back and get another one. There you go.
You quite literally stole one from my hand.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
To jail for the brother-in-law. All right. All right, setup is happening here now. So when you go to the mosque, you have the choice to get one or the
Either
other.
of those two.
All
yeah,
right.
and usually it'll be the thing you have the stuff for. Yeah, the blue is one. Sorry, I am pointing at the screen with my finger.
Yeah.
Which you cannot see. The blues go over here. Yeah.
While you have the
does not work.
While you have the whole stack selected, hit the letter G. Oh, there you go.
What's the letter G?
G will group them while you have the whole stack selected.
Oh.
And R will actually. Yeah. Yep.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's because they're 2 different objects instead of
2 different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
So this might be a little bit tricky in terms of figuring out.
We'll be all right.
All right.
The base things do group though, so you just kind of have to.
Yeah. All right, so it'll take me a little bit to master the tabletop wizardry of this, but all right. I think we're ready. Oh, we each start with a card, so I think you can just.
Yep. Just grab one of those.
And how do I look at it without showing you guys?
Bring it down to where your name is written on the table.
Oh, okay.
And that's like a little secret spot that only you can see it when it's face up.
Okay. And I can F to flip it. Is that what I do?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right. Okay, and the ref card tells you what these things do.
You can play those at any time.
You can play them on your turn.
Okay.
All right. So fabric warehouse board layout.
So you can move up to 2. You don't have to move exactly 2.
Yes, up to 2. It's right there. Okay. All right. So as my first move, I'm going to grab my stack, and I'm going to bring it to. I shouldn't make that decision. I'm going to bring it to the fruit warehouse. Okay, and now I have to figure out how to separate these. So I have to take this one.
You got it. There you go.
All right, and so now I have to set one aside because there wasn't one there when I arrived.
All right.
And now I can fill my wheelbarrow with fruit. And that's my whole turn.
All right. So over to you, Anissa.
All right, cool. All right, so I may have actually misunderstood this to make this a little bit stronger than it is. I kind of had, for some reason, the thought that you kind of like move, place, do a thing, and then you could move again and place and do a thing? Or is that just completely wrong?
No, it's a 2-space hop, but the hop may be L-shaped.
Okay.
So it is your turn. As we brackets are. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. All
And
right.
you have one on the side, so that's great. So now you fill up with.
Fabric.
You have to drop this guy off, and then you fill up with red.
And that's it, right?
That's it.
Yep,
your turn.
that's my turn. Yep, just gonna get some.
All right, Adam.
How do I rotate the cards that are on my name?
You can actually Q and E will rotate them.
Oh, right. Q and E.
Yep. So I'm gonna go to the post office and get red, yellow, and
$2.
2 coins.
Oh, you get it. So you get there and you move the thing and then get what's hidden behind it. Or should he have gotten green, yellow, and 2 coins?
You get green, yellow, and 2 coins.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yep.
The next person gets red, yellow, and 2 coins. All right.
Yes, exactly. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, got your stuff. Great. I'm going to take my stack. I'm going to go over here to the police station. I'm going to drop a dude off. And I'm going to send my brother-in-law over to the Great Mosque. And I'm going to say, behold, Great Mosque, I have 2 yellows in my wheelbarrow, and I'm going to offer you one. And I'm going to take this tile. And that's my whole turn.
Now, to do that, you have to leave one of your dudes in the police station.
I did leave one of my dudes in the police station. He's right here.
I was just questioning. I wasn't.
Yes, I did. Yes. No, yes.
It was more of a rule. It was more of a rules check than a you're a
No,
cheater.
yeah. No, of course. I'm not a cheater. But yeah, no, I
Alrighty, cool. I'm going to head on over to the black market. Pick up some grain and roll some die.
Yep. You guys are clearly TTS pros.
Yeah, you can just keep tapping that R and it'll roll it a little more robustly once you have it selected. So that's an 8.
And I got some sweet jewels. All right, cool. That's my turn.
Okay, see, she gets one choice from green, red, yellow, and then a blue because she rolled the die lucky.
Yes.
All right. Now he has to. No, he does not have to pay because it's a worker that's there, not.
It's a worker. Yeah. You don't have to pay. Filling up. Did you pay?
He did. He can take it back. Adam, you only have to pay if it's her token. If it's her person token.
Oh, we forgot to put the dudes on the board. What's this card here?
I thought that's where these went.
No, that's the discard pile.
Yeah.
That's the discard pile. Yeah. But we forgot to put the governor and the smuggler on the board. Where are the governor and the smuggler? Yeah. All right. So let's just put them on the board real quick.
Do you roll the d20 or the? Okay.
Yeah, you roll these.
All right. So 10.
It's a 10. So let's find the number 10 building.
Oh, so they will never appear on the 13, 14, 15, and 16 buildings, huh?
That's right. That's right.
And it's at 9.
Is that the
tea house?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Adam, can you hear us?
We cannot hear you.
We're not hearing you. Maybe he dropped out of the voice chat. He did. He's gone.
No, he's not there.
Nope. I heard something.
That was Chris. Hey, Chris, just send him a text, a private message. He must be, boy, these guys are boring. It's all quiet. Nobody's talking. He is aware when his turn is, though, so that's a good thing. We just need to make sure he gets his $2 back, but it's over to you, Mark.
Give it back, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, that was one. Let's see there. So it's over to me, and I feel like I ought to go to the tea house. Interesting. Oh, interesting. I have an interesting play actually that I can do. Sure. What the heck? I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna drop this guy off. And I am going to get myself some greens.
Hello?
Hey, you're back.
Yay!
Hey, sorry guys. I got locked out of the voice channel for some reason.
We were trying to tell you that you did not have to pay her the 2 coins because it was not her. It was one of her workers, not her her icon token.
Yeah, it's only the portrait that you have to
Oh,
pay.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we give you your money back.
Oh, thanks. All right, so is it my turn now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone.
You're fine.
I'm going to go back to the post office.
All right. Red, yellow, and 2 coins.
Red, yellow, 2 coins.
And all right, back to you, Mark.
What did Anissa do? She went to. Did
Oh.
she get skipped?
Yeah, maybe he went twice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
might have been the case.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess he waited.
No, you can go. You can go, and then I'll go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip her?
That's all right.
Yeah, you went out of. That's okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought I.
Nope, we're good.
Just a quick clarification for the post office, right? If someone were to go there, they would would they move it down and then get blue,
No,
or
no,
they
they get
yellow?
what's showing, and then they move.
Okay.
Yep. So like in that last turn, Nisa, I got 1 coin, I got 2 coins total, not 3 coins total. So I took the coins and then moved the block down.
And you don't have to move, right? She could stay right there if she chose.
No, you have to move.
All
You
right.
must move 1 or 2 spaces.
Good to know.
There's actually a card. If you look in the ref card, there's actually a card that gives you the ability to stay where you're at.
All right. Spring, yep. Spring the brother-in-law. And he can go anywhere, huh?
He can go anywhere your heart desires. So what you could do is you could, if you don't mind kibitzing, you could send them to the small mosque, and because you have enough reds to get the red tile. And if you do mind kibitzing, just say so, and I'll shut up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Sorry,
Yep.
I didn't. I was trying to let her respond. Maybe she.
Yeah, sorry, I
Hates-
was in my head for it's probably a good idea, but I like doing bad ideas.
Yeah.
All right.
This early, there are so many
So
choices.
let's see. You've got you don't have any fruit, so you could go over to the fruit warehouse and fill up on fruit. That's actually not a terrible idea, and in fact, you're in striking range of the Sultan's palace, so you actually could go get a ruby.
Oh, you would have,
You did
yeah. Get the fruit, then get a ruby.
I'm gonna do this, but neither of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works. That's equivalent.
Now she shouldn't have to pay him because technically he wouldn't be there till his next turn.
Right. Yeah, the brother-in-law does not encounter other characters.
Oh well, that's good news too.
And the rules
Yeah.
describe the brother-in-law as a family member, but we know it's the brother.
Plus, I skipped her turn, so regardless, she shouldn't have to pay me.
Yeah. He's not actually there yet. So you get 3 coins, and a yellow and a red. Now you won't get the red because you're already full up on red.
All right, now it is over to.
Now it's me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I am going to just go ahead and head over to the tea house. So first I will pick a number. And I will pick 7.
You rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8, so I get $7.
All right, because
Rolled
you
more than
rolled.
7.
All right, so you get what
You
you
only
say.
ever get the number that you pick.
All right.
Now I'm allowed to encounter the gouverneur. So I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to look at it because... And then I have to decide whether to pay money or cards for that card. And I'm going to choose to pay money. So I'm going to take this pile of $2 and put it back. All right. And now I have those cards. You guys can't see my cards flipped, right? You can.
Cannot. You want if as long as it's on your name there, nobody can see it until you bring it out to the table.
Okay, great. All right, so that's my. So the last thing I do because I encountered the governor
Is roll to move it, huh? Yeah.
So I will go to 7, which is the fountain.
And
Oh,
now
and I have to drop it. I have to drop off a dude to have done it yet.
All right. So now that you're out of dudes, you can.
Now that I have dudes, I either walk back to the fountain.
Or go one of the places where your thing already is. Your dudes already are.
Yes. Now, what's the tile I have? Which tile did I get? I think I got the put dudes back tile. So. Is there a way I can hide these? Oh, here we go.
Oh, if you have a tile, you can just lay it right on your player board. Did you get a tile?
Yes,
yeah.
I do. I'll lay it. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I don't actually need to put it in my secret space.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I have this tile which lets me pay 2 monies to get a dude back. So I can just do that to my heart's content.
To your money's content.
To my money's content. Yes, indeed. Indeed.
All right. Am I on the clock?
Nope. You can think.
Oh yeah, it's your turn, but we're not standing around waiting for you. In the meantime, Frank is in.
Do you have enough stuff to go to the Sultan's palace and get a ruby if you want to score?
Yeah.
The next one's going to be more expensive after that. So, Frank is in chat and he says he has been to Turkey and there are 2 things missing off of this board. Where is the government-run brothel, and where are the street rats trying to hassle you for a quarter? So I have not been to Turkey, so I'll take your word on both of those, Frank.
So now Anissa would have to pay me, right?
Yeah, but I'll end up paying you with the money that I earn, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. I just like making money.
The thing though is you're only going to get. Oh, I guess you are going to get a blue out of it. So that's.
Yeah.
You aren't going to get the red. Money on the table. La Strada.
Yeah. Yeah, if you drop things off the side of the table, they will just randomly wind up back on the table. They'll drop out of the sky and land on the table. So Eric Estrada is not going to be very powerful in this game.
Okay.
Or not Eric Estrada, right? But
La Strada. So apparently they were playing a board game called La Strada, and they kept dropping pieces on the floor. And so every time someone dropped a piece on this floor, someone would say La Strada, and so it became this little mini game of over the course of the night when they drop a component on the floor, then you say La Strada, and the first one who says La Strada gets a point. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right, am I on?
Yes.
Go time.
All right. Oops. So when I went on the space,
You should have dropped a dude off.
well,
Or
I rejoined.
no? Did you have? You already had it. Was it your second visit?
Yeah, so I
Oh
rejoined.
yeah. So you picked a dude up. Yeah. You were totally.
Okay,
You're
so-
totally legit.
So I
You
move
are
everyone.
legit.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to the small mosque.
Right.
I'm going to buy this dice time.
Right. You need to show them that you have 2 reds, and then you need to pay 1 red. So Pay 1.
Do I pay 2 reds or 1 red?
You pay 1, but you have to have 2.
Okay, got it. All right, and I
So
do.
the next guy has to have 3, but it's always costs.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alrighty.
Which until people start
So it's
buying
my
wheelbarrows,
turn.
they're not going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're gonna have to upgrade your wheelbarrow to get the other one. So you have 2 blues, which is great for you. I have no blues. All right. All right, I'm going to maybe I should just fill up on spot. Oh, I already am filled up on. All right, I'm going to play this card, and this card lets me send my brother-in-law home and get the reward. So the reward I shall take shall be a card. Flip it.
I do kind of like how we're saying it sends him home, which is jail. So
This card is from the expansion, so I'm going to get rid of it. Yes.
because all brother-in-laws belong in jail.
This card is
Is
also
that a common thing in Turkey? Maybe it's common everywhere.
This card is also from the expansion, so I'm going to just keep going until I get a
Just
card.
keep going. Yeah. Trouble
These
is
are-
that the next person's not going to know.
So cards that have coffee, we're not playing with any coffee or that symbol. I'm pretty sure we don't have. I think that's also an expansion card. Man.
Maybe they're all on top.
Yeah. All right, I got one. Okay, so I got my card, and now for my turn, I think I shall go back to the police station, pick up my dude, then send my brother-in-law over here to the small mosque where I will show that I have 2 greens and I will pay 1, and I will get this green tile.
So the cards can be played anytime
On your turn.
on your turn.
Anytime on your turn.
But you could play 1 card or 7 cards.
You can play 7 cards.
Yeah.
It's just what you have.
All right.
And that's my whole turn.
While Anissa's thinking about it here, Frank has a question. He wants to know about In Heroes Welcome.
Okay.
And he spelled it with an apostrophe, so that's nice. It's possessive versus plural.
It is actually plural. It's a pun. It's not that you're welcome. It's not that it's a hero's welcome. It's that the heroes are.
Aha. There we go. Puns we can
Anyway.
get into. Well, he spelled it the wrong way because that's Frank. But he wants to know how much backstabbing is there in the game. Is there? That's something that he and his brother like to hurt each other with.
Well, there's blocking. There isn't explicit like I make a deal and I break it on you kind of backstabbing. But there's definitely like I took the thing you wanted kind of stuff.
Yeah. And there's some of that here as well too.
Right. Yeah. Much like in this game, it's like, hey, I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
But there isn't an actual smacking of your opponent, which is only a detriment to the Orsinas, to the brothers. So everyone else will appreciate that.
There is no actual smacking, as you say, of your foe.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got a 10-year-old son who will probably he likes to smack, but I think I can get him to play a little more realistically if I remove the smacking from the options. All right.
All right, so I'm going to the tea house.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to go for 8.
All right. Oh, you have the dice rolling powers. Yeah.
I do.
You got 7.
All right.
7.
So you made it. You can turn one of your dice to a 4, and now you have 8.
Yep. All right.
So now you get your 8.
Oh, I saw that move. He is a seasoned handler of the Tabletop Simulator now. Things are so much easier when you do it that way.
Seemed like a pro move.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
but that was less than what he said.
What's that?
What?
I thought it was the roll had to be more than what you said.
It does, but he has a power that lets him change his 3 to a 4.
Yes, this
Oh,
is
so it's
actually
equal
a
to.
4.
Cool.
That's why I went a little higher than I probably
Right.
should have, just because I knew.
No,
There's a good
it's totally
chance,
reasonable if you have that power. You can even go
Yep.
for. It's
You
not
gotta-
unreasonable to go for 9
That's right. You got to use your powers, right?
because you also have a reroll, right?
Right. But all you need is 1 4 to
So
win.
if
Yeah.
you go for 9, then you need to roll a 5, a 6, or 6 on either die, right? And then you make it.
Right.
And if you don't make it, you still get your reroll.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
right.
can- You can crunch the numbers
Several ways.
after the fact. All right, so
Back to you, Mark.
I think what I would like to do at this point is I would like to. Interesting. I would like to go to the black market. Sure. Good. Drop it on. And I will first roll to see what I get. 9, so that's looks like 2
2 of them.
blues. Nice. And then I will go ahead and take a red. And that's my amazing turn.
Alrighty. I did some backwards stuff. This is gonna be a little interesting. Where can I go and get some fruit? To keep scurvy at bay.
Myself some fruit, huh?
Let's see.
I think I'm gonna regret having my brother-in-law at them.
Yeah, because you can't beat her there now, right? Is that?
Well, I can Wainwright. I have enough.
No, that's true.
I can't reach there. When you went to the fountain, you had the option of using the governor if you want to do it now. And it's
Oh yeah, I had completely forgot about it until the start of this turn. I was like, "Oh, it's been a full turn."
So you draw a card.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. So you draw a card, and then you can either keep that card, or you can either discard a card, which could be that card, or you can pay $2. And then I'll just go ahead and move him. Is this the 4?
Yep.
So you discarded it? Okay. So this is get one of your dudes back. Okay. So now he's there.
So does she get to use it again then?
I guess so.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, because you would have moved there and used it again this turn if you chose to. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, that's fine. I don't care.
I think I'm good.
All right. So Adam, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to.
I can see how once you understand the cards and understands how things stack together, how this game could move pretty quickly. Each
Right.
turn is kind of a micro maneuver. You don't have to. It
Right,
won't take a lot of time to do it. It's just a lot of time analyzing the board since you don't really know what's available.
Yep. So I'm going to spend this card, which gives me 1 good, I guess.
Yep.
And I'll get a blue.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go here.
Okay.
And what does the smuggler do? Does it give me like 1 good or what? Sorry, you said it earlier,
The
but
smuggler gives you a good after you do the building. Yes. It
Okay,
gives you a
so I gotta
good,
do
you
the
have to pay either a good or money for it.
okay. So I'll pay 1 green, 1 red, and 1 blue.
Right.
This is so sad.
And you get 12.
For 12.
Yep.
All right. And then you can pay 2 to use him and get a good, right?
Okay.
Yes.
I will.
Or you can pay a good to get a good.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pay 2 to get 1 blue. And then do I roll to see where he goes next?
Yes.
Okay.
Number
6.
6. That's the caravanserai.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
The topmost one becomes the bottom, or you're discarding it or something?
I think we're just discarding the top one.
And when they're gone,
do
we'll
that.
shuffle them back. Yeah.
We'll shuffle them back, yeah. All right. So, did you discard one?
You just take it off to the side there. There you
Yeah,
go.
just take
Oh,
it off the side.
yep. Sorry, I did not.
There you go.
All right. So, my plan is going to be to first I'm going to buy one of my dudes back for 2. So I'll just take these 2, put them back because I can use this tile here to do that, and I'll just take the one that's right under me. It's fine. And then, oh, that was a stack of 2. I didn't pick up the whole stack. Sorry.
Yeah, if you click and linger, you'll get the whole stack. If you
Okay.
click and drag fast, you'll only get one.
All right. So I'm going to move to the fabric warehouse and immediately drop that dude off. Oops. I'll do that. There we go. And I'll fill up with reds. But I can also use my other power to buy one of anything. So I will buy probably a fruit. So pay back this. And I'll get 3 back. One. I'm clearly a tabletop noob.
We're all judging you.
Yes, I can feel the judgmental eyes.
Uh-huh.
So, Mark, the trick is you left click on a bag and then you right click while you're holding left, and you can just
Okay.
pick like 5 things if you want or whatever.
Sure.
That
Sure.
stacks them up. All right, Anissa.
All right, cool.
All right, she's buying a wheelbarrow.
There you go. Let's see how this works. Drop. There you go.
And this, if you right click on it now, you'll be able to lock it in place if you wanted to.
Okay.
If you're not worried about dragging it later on. Actually, I think you can just hit L and lock. It'll lock.
Yep, gotta lock it down. All right, that's my turn.
All right. I'm going back to the tea house. I'm going to go for 8 again.
All right.
Somebody likes money, y'all. Wow.
Got it.
Yeah. Got it.
Wow.
Oops.
No.
All right. I am gonna buy a dude back again. So I'll give back these $2. I'm gonna take this guy, put him under my dudes, and then I'm gonna go to the Great Mosque, and I'm gonna say, "Lo and behold, I have 2 blues, and I will give you 1. I'll take this tile. That earns me
that gives you the
5th
5th dude. Yeah.
5th dude, which I will. Oh, I have to drop a dude off, so now I've done that. And also because I have the yellow tile and the blue tile, I get a ruby.
There you
All
go.
right.
Headed towards 5.
Yes.
All right, Anissa, your turn.
Cool deal. We're just going to. It's 2 and 3.
Mark, have you ever worked on a digital board game like on an iPhone or anything like
Mike,
that?
I worked at a company that did digital versions of trading card games. So we did the first version of the Pokemon trading card game.
Oh, really? I used to play
And
that.
also Kaijudo trading card game, which is another
Cool.
Wizards product. That's probably I think that's the closest I've done to an actual digital board game.
Yeah, Pokemon's pretty complicated, so.
Yeah, I mean, the whole doing card game rules to engines is like a whole art unto itself.
In chat, Frank is asking, he asked kind of an open question. Are those all board games behind you? It looks like you're sitting in a library.
Those are, I think, all board games behind me. Let me. There's some RPG source books. Like the bottom shelf over here is RPG source, but yes, the rest is board games. Although way above the shelf is video games I've worked on. So like there's old copies of like Thief and such. But the rest of it is board games. So yes,
Very cool.
This is the vault.
Want to see Star?
It's practically in my prenup that
Yeah.
I get a bedroom of the house to devote to
Yeah.
game storage.
You put it in the prenup, but she really probably wouldn't want them anyway.
Anywhere
so.
else, yeah.
Yeah. It's at Star Trek
Basically.
Panic. I'm just trying to identify the ones I can read there. Star Trek Panic. Yeah, you're a Trekkie.
I've got many things.
Very cool.
All right.
My daughter's shelf is over there, so that has like Let's Go Fishing and Animal Upon Animal.
Yeah. Mine, my 6-year-old has played Settlers now twice, and I think
Nice.
she came in second. I think, yeah. She's a competitive little one. She doesn't want to play. I mean, she likes Sneaky Snacky Squirrel. She likes the light stuff, but she's ready for attacking each other.
Yeah, mine is not. Mine is not ready for any kind of drama. Even the co-op games are sometimes too perilous because we might lose. Whose turn?
The island is sinking.
Yeah, it's Mark's turn.
Oh, okay.
That was my
we go.
distraction now, Mark. Everybody's got 4 rubies. Where were you? You were showing us the game on your shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Matt, does your daughter play the kids' version of Catan or the real one?
We played the real one. So
Nice.
we play it. We've got a couple of house rules that make it go a little better. One, we always play 3 people on a 6-player board or 4-player on the 6-player board. So there's a little less in your face.
Sure.
And if you roll a 7,
All right, I'm going to invest a turn.
nope, you took a ruby there with you.
Where did the ruby go?
Sneaky.
Where'd it come from?
I don't know.
Oh, it's weird because I took a ruby and put it there, but
Yeah, must have.
I think is that from the gemstone dealer? Because I don't think anybody's bought one yet.
Oh yeah, I think you must have just accidentally selected it up there.
so it's a 3-player game, so there should be 4. There should be
Yeah.
3 open slots. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are correct. Oh,
No, they're both. Yeah, there you go.
Select. Okay, so I went to here. I picked up a dude there, so I'm all set. I'm going to fill up with greens, and I'm also going to use my power, my warehouse power, to buy a blue.
Oh, so I was saying, if you roll a 7, you still have to discard if you have too many cards. But instead of robbing from someone, you can move the robber. You can move the robber to the desert and take a resource of your choice from the bank.
Oh,
So
wow, that's super friendly.
it really keeps people from getting their fingernails dug into their, So it
Sure.
helps.
All right. I guess that's me then.
Yep.
Which means I need to move my friendly little person into the market.
That's disappointing.
All right. She's going to get all of it.
Yep, full sweep. Green. I already have green. And then both of my
2 reds.
blues. And then both of my reds.
But 25 simoleons.
Yep. And then this goes here. Oh, that was such bad news for me.
So,
I should have just gone straight there.
and the money means nothing at the end, right? So converting it into gems
It's
is
the
really.
tiebreaker.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
tiebreaker. So, and that can happen because there's 5 rubies
Yeah.
in the right, 5 rubies to win.
Yeah.
So,
But she can make her
it's
way
a
And I
to
real
can also
consideration.
sell it for rubies.
Yeah.
Or I guess you buy it.
Yeah, you can go to the
sell for
gemstone
rubies.
dealer. Yeah.
All right. So I went to the fountain to reunite my guys. Do I have to leave one behind when I leave the fountain?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the gemstone dealer and pay 14 for a gem. Or ruby, whatever we call it.
A ruby. You got it.
A rupee. Not a rupee, but a ruby with a B, huh?
I don't know, what is it in Istanbul?
I think they're lira.
Lira.
Oh,
That's
so
what
we're
the
all
rule
wrong.
book says.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
lira.
just me. I'm the one that's wrong. Oh, you said rupee as well. All right. So there's one.
They look like rubies.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your turn. I'm gonna
Yep.
go to the tea house. I'm gonna pick up my dude. I'm gonna call for 7 and roll. Womp womp. Do I get 2?
All right.
2. Learned the mojo. All right.
Frank is looking for a suggestion for a 9-year-old boy board game selection that's simple with good action, but still will make you think. Frank, I don't know. I really like Star Realms. I like the little deck builders that you get to, if you want to do fantasy, you could do Hero Realms. Those are pretty cheap to get into. Pretty cheap.
Have you guys played Mystic Vale? That's a pretty good one.
I have not played Mystic Vale.
I have not. I want to.
Yeah.
There's no, as far as I know, there's no
I
tabletop
have.
simulator.
That's pretty
Is
good.
Anissa, is there a tabletop simulator version of it?
I think
So I think I saw at Target there's like a 2-player Captain Sonar.
that seems like a lot.
Oh yeah, just Sonar.
Yeah, it's called
just called-
Sonar.
Yeah, we actually have it. My 6-year-old and 8-year-old are obsessed with it.
So that might be a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
I
King
will
Domino's really good. It's like
Oh,
15
sure.
bucks and
Yeah.
really strategic and fun and easy. You can pick it up in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
I will
pretty
say
fun.
Mystic Vale is a bit of a pain for the sleeving though.
Oh, sure.
What was the other one that we played the first time we gamed together, Anissa? What was that called? That was Valeria Card
Valeria
Kingdom.
Card Kingdoms. Yeah, that one's
Oh,
really
yeah,
good. I
that's a
like
good
that
one.
one.
That's nice because you
I
don't
like
have you don't have to
Village.
manage a hand. It's everything's on the table in front of you.
Oh, sure. Evolution might be a good choice,
Yep.
depending on the kid.
Yeah.
Are you good, Anissa?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Sorry, is it Anissa or Anissa? Sorry.
I really never noticed the difference, but Anissa.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to max out my green, and I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna go to the market.
Was that your Boston accent kind of shining through there a little bit?
Yeah.
Park the car.
My masshole accent. All right, so I'm gonna sell 2 blues and a red and a yellow, so that's 4 things. So I will get
It's underneath your tongue.
18. So 10,
Good for you.
5 and 2.
I think we may have moved past this a little bit. Another game that I was trying to think of the name of that was really fun, but also kind of short and like made you think a little bit, depending on how they feel about zombies, was Hit Zeroed. Like it's quite a fun game.
Hit
I think I
Zero?
may have done this.
Yeah, it's basically like a post-apocalyptic thing, and he's like, I made a board game to pass the time during the zombie apocalypse based off of our experiences.
I have not heard of that one, but I'm typing it in now.
Asmodi sells I think.
And I have to toss this.
Asmodi sells everything.
They do.
Alrighty, that would be me then, right?
Think so.
They don't sell everything. They don't sell Heroes Welcome. But for the
Not
right
yet.
price, you'll license it to them, right?
Yet.
More wheelbarrow.
Mark, did you say you worked on NFL 2K?
2K2.
Okay. That was,
And-
at the time, that was the best football game. I love that.
So what I did for 2K2 was the television presentation engine. So
Okay.
I built a tool that allowed people who knew a lot more about football than me to sort of write rules to describe, what camera angle should we show now, and what should the commentators say, and what stat overlay should we bring up, and should we
Yeah.
trigger a replay, and like that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they're possibly still using some version of that today.
All right, guys, I'm rolling 8.
You are rolling 8.
You got it.
I mean, it's one of those kind of things you could press your luck, but 8 is a pretty solid amount of money to get every time you go there.
Yeah.
Now I have to think about what I'm actually doing here.
As far as video games go, I have never been very good at them. I'm never, the sports games, and I mean, even Tecmo Bowl in college, it was super easy, very limited controls, and I have just no hand-eye coordination dexterity, I guess.
My college, everyone was playing NFL 2K on the Dreamcast. That was kind of
Yeah.
Right.
my era.
Dreamcast is where it's at.
Yeah.
It was where it was at the time.
Yeah.
Here
barely
am
play
in the
anymore.
wall.
All right, here's this is the worst move ever. I'm gonna walk there, pick up my dude, do nothing else.
Oh.
I just have to chime in. Dreamcast is my absolute favorite.
Oh, sure. Crazy Taxi, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just downloaded Crazy Taxi. I bought this old Sega pack on for Steam, and I have Crazy Taxi, Sonic, and a whole bunch of other stuff on my my computer right now.
Power
I have that
Stone,
Crazy
Jet
Taxi
Brand
on my
Radio.
Steam.
I would say that I'm a GameCube guy. I think GameCube was my console of desire.
My two favorite games there are Beautiful Joe and Mario Strikers.
Oh, I loved Mario Strikers.
Mario Sunshine's really good too, and Wind Waker.
Oh, yeah, also some favorites.
I have
Go ahead.
I have a brother who's 9.5 years younger than me, and he was always the beneficiary of my impulsiveness. I'd go out and buy a video game system and a half dozen games, and then it would get 3 hours of playtime. It just couldn't hold my attention. And then at Christmas time the next year, he would get my hand-me-down. So he got a Dreamcast, then he got a Sony, then he got a PlayStation 2, then he got a. And then I just stopped buying them. And here about 3 years ago, he sent me an Xbox 360 that he had. That paying his big brother back, I guess, was his concept. But I just
Get a fountain again?
oh yeah, bringing your dudes all back in. And I just I don't know. I have an Xbox 360, and I don't know. I guess board games are my thing, and Now I can marry the two together though. I can play board games on my
Did
computer.
Anissa get a turn? Did she?
Yeah, I did. I went to the post office.
Post office and took all the
Yep.
stuff. And moved
I thought she was done.
Did we shift it down? I'm pretty sure I did, but
Yep.
feel free to fact check.
So I think it's your turn, Mark.
All right, I'm gonna go to the gemstone dealer.
I'm actually working on a mod right now to convert my GameCube into an HDMI console, so that I can play on my HD TV.
That's cool.
All right, and that costs 15, I believe.
I was a big fan of the Game Boy adapter for the GameCube.
Oh
Or
yeah,
Game Boy Advance adapter.
yeah, I remember that. That's my turn. I bought a ruby.
Cool deal.
Hmm.
Right.
He is now out to a 2-1-0 lead.
All right, I'm just gonna stock up on spices.
All right. The spice must flow.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm going to go to the gemstone dealer.
Pay me. Oh, look,
Mark.
yes, thank you.
And I'll pay 16 for gemstone.
You get to pick your guy up, I think.
Oh, if
That
you
was
go
right
back,
there.
you get to pick them up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's like the whole thing about this game is like when you, like conserving moves by going back and getting your good dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, except when you do that. All right, so my turn. I'm gonna head over to the black market. I'm gonna roll. I got a 7, so I get a blue. And I'll also take a fruit. And I should drop off a dude. And that's my turn.
All right, we're just gonna backtrack to the post office again.
So now I'm tempted to go out and buy a copy of Istanbul, but maybe I'd be better off just buying a copy of Heroes Welcome since it's inspired by that and it's got similar feel to it.
I would get one of each.
Oh well, yeah. Is that like an add-on? Will you'll ship a copy of Istanbul for an add-on price?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You-
I'm not going to get into the board game distribution business, I'm afraid. Yeah, so Edo, of course, has done a bunch of games, right? And so we talked about whether or not it made sense to do a bundle with one of his games and Heroes
Right.
Welcome as a tier, but we kind of decided that because it's not a pencil first Kickstarter, it's on my account, and because it's
yeah, right.
it's we're kind of like playing the new creator angle.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to just
Yeah.
Sorry, I was making change.
it's fine. Wait, you're going back there? What are you doing there, Adam?
Yeah, I was at the spice warehouse,
Okay.
so then I went to the post office.
And you went back to the post office.
Yeah.
So why are you dropping off, Adam?
You get to keep your
Oh.
guy if you play.
So, yeah, I think so before I went to the gemstone dealer, I went to the fountain. I think I forgot to collect that guy.
Oh, okay.
So I collected everyone else.
You can strategically choose not to collect that guy
Oh, really?
if you
Okay,
know
that's what
you're
I did.
coming straight back. So that's what you did.
That's what I did then.
Yeah, because you are brilliant. All right. Does it my no? It's Adam's turn.
Okay.
You went to Nissa went to the post op.
Move the cube down, Anissa. Then the blue should be revealed now. There you go.
You're the correct.
There's not a whole lot I can do. I will go fabric warehouse and max out on red.
Drop a dude off. I'm gonna go over here. The small market. Drop off a dude if I can. dude, so that should be easy. All right, so I'm going to play this card. This card basically lets me ignore what the small market says and just pay whatever I want. Pay any types I want. So I'm going to go ahead and pay one of these, and 2 of these, and 2 of these. So I paid 5. I sold 5 things, and so I get 20. And that's my turn.
All right, cool deal.
She's over to the Wainwright. Is that your third?
Yes, it is.
All right. So take one of those rubies as soon as you're done paying. I think you can just drop them in any bag, right? You don't have to.
No, I think if you drop them in the wrong bag, they'll come out of the.
So you got your third tile there?
Oh, she's working on it.
Oh, I may have dropped some wrong coins in the.
Yeah.
That's right.
It wouldn't matter as much if they were infinite, but they aren't, and I can't copy and paste things. So like we ran out of one, so I was making change.
Oh. I will need some change.
What's the thing to like stack all my stuff up that I've selected?
Select them
G.
all and hit G. There you got it. G for group.
All right. There's not a whole lot I can do, so I'm going to go to the post office and get 3 coins and a blue.
And a red if you can hold it, but no.
I cannot.
All right, so my turn. I'm going to walk back to the fabric warehouse. I'm going to pick up my dude. I'm going to fill up on fabric. And I'm going to spend 2 coins to buy another thing. And that other thing is going to be... Let's see what's nearby. Fruit's kind of far. That's kind of far. They're both equivalent. So I'll buy green. Sure. So that's my 2. That's using this tile that lets me buy a thing before I go to a warehouse. So that's my turn.
I don't know. You lowered your voice like maybe you were being shady there. That's why we were.
Yes.
So
I haven't. You haven't explained
I get
this
3
thing yet.
rubies. Yeah.
You
So
haven't
my
You
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
explained this thing yet.
Oh yeah. So in the very first show we did, it was a party game and it was called Mr. Game, and the Mr. Game is one of the people at the board is Mr. Game, and he gets to make all the rules.
Right.
So Mr. Game decided at one point to banish someone to a pile of white cards that we had said looked like an iceberg. So then one of our followers or one of the people watching called it the iceberg is Bay. So then Ice Bay became a thing, and now it's like our little hashtag.
So yeah, when you go here, Adam, you send that brother-in-law home,
Okay.
and you get either $3 or a card, your choice. But
I'll
it's
go.
mandatory. You don't get to not send him home.
I will get the card.
All right. So if the card references coffee, which looks like this, then it's
it's from the
then
expansion.
it's an expansion card. So
Okay.
or if it references a building that's not on the table. Oh, the Wainwright. Okay. Yeah, I guess that is a building that was referenced. So you did that, and now it's my turn again.
do the governor first.
I actually have not moved yet.
Oh, okay.
The card I got is not on the reference card. Does that probably mean it's from the
Yeah,
expansion
if
or
it's
something?
not on the reference card, it's
Okay, it's this one.
That's the other way to do it.
think I have another one from the expansion.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's double Wainwright.
These days.
Double Wainwright, not the Rufus Wainwright.
Not the Rufus Wainwright.
Sorry.
All right.
So I think it's actually Anissa's turn. Is that right? Is that
I
true?
thought it was my turn
Yeah, it is your
because
turn.
that was from his last.
Yeah, we just rewound to get your to get that brother-in-law home.
Oh, gotcha.
So you fill up on bananas, which you already are.
And then I do governor. So
Draw a card and then pay a card or a thing. And I'll just go ahead and move him. Well,
Police station, yeah. So you didn't want to pay 2 gold for the card that gives you 5?
yeah, it seems like you could have done that.
would have.
Yeah, you have to pay 2 if you want to keep the card you draw.
Yeah, no. I mean, who doesn't?
I
have
already
to?
rolled. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
That's fine. So you don't want it. Okay.
All right. So one of the tea house again.
Yes.
You like to press your
8.
luck there, yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8 again. I'm gonna go 8 again. If you can believe it.
Oh, that
No.
hurts.
So now you can re-roll.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. There you go.
Dang
You get 2.
Oh well.
So
Your
there
luck
is
had to
still,
run out eventually.
at least there is a consolation prize.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the gemstone dealer, and I'm gonna spend 17 to get a gemstone. Need. Oh, are we out of ones? Yeah, I'll put in 2 and take 5.
I can probably cash some in.
And it's possible that I was putting things in the wrong bag also. Oh, see there. Okay. And I get this gemstone.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
It's Vanessa's turn.
Yep. Okay. We're going to.
Get some blues. Or sell some stuff. You could get, I think 20 if you go here. No, I can get some blues. All right.
All right, now she rolls. There's an 8. That's one of them.
And you can take one of anything else if you haven't yet.
Yep, I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that annoyed my plans.
Out of curiosity, on her next turn, what if she can't get to a place that has...
You can walk somewhere and not do the action.
Oh, okay.
And she can get to the fountain, so.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Man. I should have got that 5th guy. Would have been helpful.
Yeah. Now you need a wheelbarrow.
I know. Need all sorts of stuff, but I can't move. I'm just gonna go back to the post office.
Yeah.
And just get 2 coins.
But your dude back, too.
Yep.
Hang on, that was that didn't work out
Yeah.
like we thought it was. We're watching you.
Sorry, guys.
I win. I've got 75 money. What? How did that happen?
I'm not trying to pull a Marc and trying to steal a ruby.
Yeah. Yeah, it was conveniently just kind of tracking down the board with them there.
Yeah.
Are you all set, Adam?
Yep. It's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna head
Oops,
to
I
the.
forgot that.
I'm gonna grab this guy, and I think I'm gonna leave those guys where they are.
You know what that brought to mind though? That Cheaters edition of Monopoly that came out
Actually,
a
no, I'll
while
just take
back.
them all.
Oh yeah.
I'll just take them all.
Is that like there's rules if you can get away with it, it's okay kind of thing?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
that was the one.
Actually, no, I will leave those. Just gonna call them. There you go. All right. Well, that's my turn. Go ahead, Anissa.
Excuse me. Let's sneeze into your headset as I fumble for the mute button. Didn't find it. All right.
That's me. I haven't seen that worker from the bottom corner in like the longest time though. It's been there for like 4 or 5 turns.
Yep, that's tricky.
All right.
Back
I'm
to
going
the
back to the
tea
tea house, if you can believe it. And yet again, I'm going to roll an 8.
And this time you
Love that
are.
consistency. Yeah. Oops. Marc, I found your missing coins.
They were in the fiver, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't realize that you couldn't just drop any. Like.
No, the one good thing about Tabletop Simulator is you can be pretty much like as messy as you want and be okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We debated in the Heroes Welcome rulebook whether we specified to sort the money or not. in the setup.
All right.
Did you roll?
Yep, we're good to go.
Oh yeah, he rolled a 9.
All right. I'm gonna play this card. That gives me $5, and then I'm gonna go back to the gemstone dealer. So
All
I
right.
have those $5 plus this 10 plus this 3. Oh, that's actually 6. And so those $5. Oh, I guess I should separate because. And I get this ruby.
There you go. And we are looking at the finish line here, but he has no money. So you still have an opportunity.
Yes. I have no money. So you take 2 cards. You can either take them from the top of the deck, or you can take them from the top of the disc. And you can do one of each if you want. And then you have to discard one. And if it's not on the ref card, just get rid of it. Ooh, those are some skills, right? Yeah, that's it. card. Expansion card. Seems like there ought to be a button to say, take all the expansion stuff out, please.
Yeah, a
haven't
lot of times
played.
there are.
Haven't played with the expansion, so I couldn't tell you that.
This was there was like an automatic setup, so I don't know if maybe before Chris hit the button if maybe there was, but it seems kind of strange that the expansion tiles didn't come out, but the expansion cards are in the.
Yeah.
Oh. So did you push the beginner M and B button to set up?
I don't know what he pushed. It's possible.
Because I think that's actually the expansion button. I think what we wanted was short paths.
Ah.
But that's okay. I didn't actually look at the zoom in on the buttons.
I think he did say something about beginners, and we all went, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," because.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take.
So we're playing with a slightly non-standard layout, which I think makes the game a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Like for example,
in
the standard layout, the tea house is next to the gemstone dealer. So if you can get that combo going, you can. You can get pretty fast.
Yeah, that's kind of my initial plan, but they're 5 tiles away, so it takes a little. I kept messing up my player counts, so it wasn't as smooth as it should have been.
That's a 6, which is where it is at. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go to the large market and sell.
Do you have a dude to take with you?
I left one behind on the tea house.
Yeah, he has a dude to drop off.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna sell.
Oh, so you only have to. Okay, so you can. So he could leave his guys all over the board and just march around without his dudes?
You can't do the action. In order to do the action at the place, you either have to drop off a dude or pick up a dude. But as long as you do either one of those,
there was one. My angle. Yeah, my angle showed that was camera angle issues.
Okay.
So I'm selling all 5 goods to get 25.
And it was more, I was looking for, maybe I misunderstood that. It wasn't like I was pointing the cheater finger at you. Yeah.
I need to be carefully watched.
You got to be. Wow, that is a lot of money over there.
I know. I think actually, I took an extra 10. So you guys deserve to watch me.
No, I was just, I'm trying to. It's interesting to be watching the first game. I'm trying to learn the strategy without actually doing it. So it's kind of a weird scenario.
All right, it's your turn, Mark.
Okay. And did you cycle the large market?
Oh, no, I did not. Sorry.
No, it's 11 o'clock. 25 hours now until the Kickstarter's over, Mark. I mean,
oh, jeez.
If people have waited to the last minute, I mean, whew.
Mark, what's like the base price for the Kickstarter?
45, I believe, for the plus shipping.
Okay,
for
that's
the
pretty good.
base game. And that's below. That's probably we don't know what our MSRP is going to be below it probably, and also backers get there's a day one expansion that's going to be out the day the game launches, and the backers get it for free. So that's like a $10 value roughly.
Cool.
And it's a real expansion. It adds a mechanic, and then also backers get a +5 scroll of going first, which entitles you to go first whenever you play the game.
+5 scroll of going first.
Yep.
I mean, that alone would speed up gameplay, right? I mean, just no decision making to be made. There we have.
There you go. Well, the default way you decide who goes first is you randomly assign your starting items, and one of the starting items is the +1 ring of going first.
Yeah.
So the +5 scroll of going first.
Yeah.
Supersedes the +1 ring.
So nobody's watching it 2 hours into our program, and I'm going to tell my best story like right now.
All right.
So my wife and I have been married 18 years. So 15 years ago, at least, we go down to my her uncle's house. So my uncle-in-law's house. And they're like, Mr. Big Game, Mr. Board Game Big Shot, bring some games and we'll play some games. So I go down there and I take a big stack of games and I'm digging them out, and I've got a couple that I'd never played, and I actually bought one from a game shop down there, and I was anxious to get it back on the table. And the game was Cartagena, a little card game, kind of thing, you take some cards or move your dudes. And as I'm getting it out and setting it up, her uncle, when he was 7, had a fistful of cinders thrown at him, and took out one of his eyes, and he wears a black eye patch. And have any of you ever played Cartagena?
I have. I know the rule.
The rule in there is and I'm reading this with a completely straight face because I'm just reviewing the rule book for the first time, and it says the first player is the one who looks most like a pirate.
Right.
So it was maybe 15 minutes of laughter and 15 years of telling that story every time we get together. So.
Well, that's cool. That is a good story.
Right. Is it Anissa's turn, I think?
No, I
She went to the black market.
Oh, sorry. Going back to the tea house, guys.
Yep.
Sure.
You have
Roll.
to. Roll an 8. Actually, I'm going 9 this time. What the heck? Got it.
You did. Yep. That's the thing with press your luck. You just get a little more confident,
Well, 9's actually pretty high probability if you have that power.
Yeah. Right. I mean, 2 dice, it's like, what, 33% chance of getting that?
It's better than that.
It is, because you get 33% chance of getting it on 1 die. So,
Yeah.
Really good. And then you get a reroll on top of that. You have to do the whole markup.
If you don't get,
All right, so you're done?
Yep.
You need someone with a degree in statistical analysis or something.
And I'm going to take $2.
Probability.
One. I need another 1. Are they hiding in here? No. I need another 1. Can anyone color up?
Yep.
Yep.
I need 1 more.
He'll loan you a few.
Also gonna get.
And I'll tell you what, in fact, it's
yellow.
probably a little bit late in the game to worry about this now, but you can control C and V in here too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exchange.
We need to be together.
Here's 5 ones.
Oh, you're right. And this is right. You're right.
All right, I'm good.
Alrighty then.
All right.
All right, and then I'm definitely going to take this back. I changed my mind. I want this again.
I don't think Tabletop Simulator is designed for these stacks of
Yeah.
discs.
It's more about how they did the tiles, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. I don't know why they did the top tile as a different like type.
Yeah, that's a bit of an interesting. Especially when you could have just made them cards.
Yep.
No, did I slide? I don't think I slid.
Are you done, Anissa?
She has to discard one card, I think.
Oh, sorry.
She gets 2, and then she discards 1.
Just want to make sure you weren't waiting on me.
And then I do smuggler.
Yeah, 2 money for 1 good. All right.
I made a mistake leaving these guys. I will pay for it.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. I'm just going to the fountain, and I'm done.
I'm gonna buy a dude back with my buy a dude's back power. It's gonna be this one. I'm gonna go to the large market, and I'm gonna trade a fruit, blue, 2 reds. So that's 4 total things for 18.
But now it's going to take you 2 turns to get back to the gemstone dealer.
Yep. And it's probably that price is probably not going to be accurate anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to have to
Pick some money up along the way, huh?
Quick
Whatever, guys. I'm
question.
going to the PlayStation.
What's that?
So whatever, guys. I'm going to the PlayStation, and then Sultan's Palace.
The police station. Nice.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Sorry, Nissa.
I was just gonna ask if there's a limit to how many bonus cards I can play on my turn.
I don't think so.
Cool deal. Shoot, I never moved the smuggler. Shoot.
Did you roll? So Adam should have gotten it.
Yeah. So do
Do
you
you want to
want
do the smuggler, Adam?
And so I just get.
You get a
Is it
good for a good.
Okay.
Or a good.
Yeah, I'll get a.
or two
Sure,
red?
I'll get a blue for a green.
Those must have been some tasty spices.
There you are.
Sorry, I'm having some trouble with where these were.
Where were you? Where were you?
I used my card.
Oh, you used a move 4 card. Okay. All right, so that's going to cost you 1 of everything, plus
1 of anything.
1 of anything.
Okay, I gotta finish doing the math because I'm gonna use some bonus cards, which is why
Sure.
I
Oh,
asked.
yeah.
So if I use a bonus card, do I take off the gem before I
Yeah.
if I use it? If that makes sense.
If you're using the double Sultan's Palace card, for example, you would pay the new price for the second gem.
Okay, so I know I'll use this.
Right. So that lets you do the action twice. So the first one costs 1 of anything plus 1 of each plus 1 of anything. And you need to pay 1 of anything.
Yeah, you got to pay 1 of any one of them. Yeah.
All right,
Now
so
it-
then the next one costs one of each plus an extra blue plus one of anything.
Okay.
2 blues, 1 red, 1 green, 1 yellow,
And then one
So-
more of something else.
and then one more something.
Well, that was a pretty big ruby swing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm doing something similar, although I think it's too little, too late. But I'm gonna play this double
Double gemstone dealer. Yep.
gemstone deal. I think it's about a turn too late, unfortunately.
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a long time to get there.
Yep.
You did just skyrocket the price.
Yeah.
Go here, drop one off. I'll spend 19 for that one. All right.
My turn.
And then I'm gonna do this.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
spend 20
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this one.
Ooh. Man, you can get there and back in 2 turns, right?
What's your count? How much money do you have now?
I need to double
20?
check that. I don't know if I have enough.
I see 21 standing there. Unless there's 3, 5. How many 5s?
Let's see. I have
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a photo
He's gonna
finish.
win it.
Yeah,
He's gonna win it. I don't have anything to do about that.
because you don't have enough money to do it. You got to stop somewhere and get money on the way, huh?
Yep. I mean, and even I got to stop somewhere to get money on the way, and anywhere I stop is going to take me out of my way.
Yeah. Yeah, post offices take you out of the way.
So fulfilling the prophecy of, I just should have taken this guy. I should have taken these guys, but that was a mistake. Fulfilling the prophecy of the guest does not win. All set? All set?
Yep.
All right, so I go to the post office. I get my $3. There's 2 of them. There's a third one. And I get a red and a yellow. In case that, oops. A red and a yellow. I guess I can lock my. Did I get my yellow? I didn't get it. Yeah. And that's my turn.
Cool deal.
As was the prophecy, as it was foretold, huh? I don't know,
So
maybe
this is moved down, by the way, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
wait unless you moved it before you bought.
No,
I
I
don't
did.
and this has been playing a long game though too. So let's see what she's got up her sleeve.
Yep.
Nah, my long game's like at least 2 turns too long, which was like tragic.
You can play Kingmaker for me, but that's it.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Oh yeah. Does she have the money to buy that one out from underneath them? No.
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter because Adam can afford.
Yeah.
Adam can afford a lot here.
Actually, you know what? I don't. Let's see. Do I want to put there?
Mark, what area of the country do you live in?
I live in the Bay Area, San
Okay.
Francisco.
Should have guessed, based on your career path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out in Boston, but
Oh, really?
yeah, because Looking Glass was out in Boston, but
Okay.
then they when that company closed, pretty much the only place to go was the Bay or or Austin at the time.
Did I read in a bio that you get your degree from MIT?
That is correct. I
Wow.
have a bachelor's and a master's in computer science from MIT.
Computer science, which I already knew from I assumed from the conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Braces and semicolons.
Are you good, Anissa?
Yeah, sorry, I am good. I like tried to do like a silent drag line thing over to you, but I don't think it worked.
All right, so
Go here, and my turn's over.
man, all that with just one wheelbarrow.
Yeah, here's my thing. My whole strategic philosophy of this game is the Wainwright is for sucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna fill up on greens. I'm not gonna buy anything else. I'm gonna send this guy home. I'm gonna take 3 because I can.
I just always wanted to have a very full wagon. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean it's an exaggeration because clearly there are Wainwright strategies, especially.
Oh.
The other thing though is I've never actually seen someone successfully pull off the double Sultan's Palace card. So clearly
That was pretty exciting. Yeah. Yeah.
If you get a big
I did the
wheelbarrow,
Wainwright for that to even kind of work.
Yeah. No, you have to have a giant wheelbarrow for. That's my turn.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right.
And actually, since you were the first player, Mark, this will be it. When
this will be it. He'll win fair and square.
I don't know if it's an alternative strategy, but I like to kind of go after the maybe not immediately apparent strategy. Like I like, if you guys have played Scythe, like I like going after the,
Sure.
popularity and money.
Right.
Basically, I take that route instead of all my friends want to just battle. Doesn't do you a lot of good.
it kind of helps when if you can stay back and see what others are doing, right? So I mean, once you kind of
throws fights just so you can force my people away. Question: can I only buy one of these? Right?
You can only buy one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
That costs you 1 of the good that you buy. Yeah, you got that.
That's right.
That's what you got. And you can have either a card or $3. And had you done that on the last turn, you would have won me the game because I would have been able to walk right there and go right here.
Oh, man.
What's that?
But you didn't. So.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because my brother-in-law wasn't home. So.
Mm-hmm.
Home in jail. Bring
I
us
had
home,
dreams and I had aspirations, and
Yeah.
and you have 3 rubies, so that's not so bad.
Yeah.
All right.
This would have been better for me potentially.
All right. So
Is it 21? Yeah. 21.
So what do you think, Anissa, of this game? Your first time playing? Other than
It's good.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get off 4 times Sultan's Palace. It just didn't work out though.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like low-key, that was my only dream for this game.
That would have been exciting.
That would have been exciting. I do find myself thinking the more we do this show, that a good part of our struggles are dealing with the interface. Like if we were sitting around a table, the decision making is easy, but watching Anissa, and Adam and you moving the pieces around, it's like, that took 30 seconds, but it would have been, right. So
I have another version of this. I don't know if it's that's kind of looking at it today just to kind of re-familiarize myself with the game, and I don't think it had the same problem, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely that whole thing of like sometimes people take into account I guess the ergonomics of Tabletop Simulator more when they're designing their mods.
And we're playing a board layout that made the game longer, so that didn't help.
Yeah, but I could see that if you play the game a lot, you almost have to like start kind of analyze your strategy
Right.
upon seeing the layout of the
Yeah.
board if it's randomized.
Yeah.
That makes it interesting.
Well, I've always been a social gamer, so playing for me is visiting with my friends and doing that kind of stuff. But I could see that, hey guys, this has been fun. Let's do this again tomorrow when we sit down. And you'd be things would go a lot faster the second time you played it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like what's that game? Seven Wonders.
Yes.
Everybody,
Oh, yeah.
you have to play it a second time because you have no idea how to work. You don't know how it works the first time. Like,
Yeah.
what are these green cards going to do? And until you see a scoring cycle, you don't know. So,
I think all worker placement is kind of like that. I'd never known them doing the first time, and then
Right.
you
Yeah.
kind of
Feel your way through it.
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're 24 and a half hours now, Mark. So,
Nice.
so if you guys
Is anybody watching? Do we have?
we have
watchers?
9 viewers now. We've spiked here
Oh,
at the
great.
end, I guess. So yeah. So
Nice.
so let's for them, let's tune in next week. I don't even know who we have on next week. I don't have the schedule in front of me because I'm hosting, not producing. But between now and then, check out the Kickstarter in the next day over at Heroes Welcome, and get yourself a copy of that. And if you want to join the Discord and play some games with us, we're always doing this. So click on the link in the Twitch channel and do that. Mark, any final messages?
Nope. If any of you are backers, thank you. And hey, if you take a look at Heroes Welcome, and even if it's not for you, but there's someone who is for you, who it is for, tell them about it.
Yeah,
Because that's as valuable as backing it.
it is. That's right. That's the sharing economy, the social economy, right? So great.
Yeah.
And actually, I should ask you this in the interview part. Is there another game that you're working towards this? I mean, is this the
Oh, I have a couple prototypes in
different
in the
stages
works.
of development? Yeah.
In different stages,
Yeah.
yeah. So
All right.
some card drafting type things,
Yeah.
mostly. I have a few different things in the works for.
Well, we
for
won't
the next-
pin you down on any of that yet. We'll look forward to
Yeah.
seeing it when it comes to Kickstarter, and we'll have you back on the show.
Great.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you. Good night.
Thanks for having me.